All right, we're at the shop here. It's kind of a club shop, so I don't want to kind of show a lot of stuff around. Some of the guys get a little sensitive about other people seeing what they have and possibly getting broken into and ripped off, so I respect that. I'm going to flip the camera around here and kind of show you one of the projects where I'm going to be working on. If I can figure out how to turn this thing around. Hold on, guys. All right, what I've got here, I've got a old Astro van I picked up from a neighbor's family where the neighbor had passed away. And unfortunately, I got kind of messed over on the title, but it's got a good 4.3 in it. It's only got 150,000, which to some people may sound a lot, but those who knows these motors know that these things will go 300,000 plus. My plan is I've got a junk 4.3 out of a 98 Blazer that I plan to put the heads in the intake and the fuel injection, which a lot of people don't like, onto the throttle body 4.3 block. Some of the things I've read, you can actually gain about 20 horsepower at the flywheel, which may not sound like much, but I'm hoping to put it in a reliable daily driver, and I'll show you that here in just a second. We're going to be going outside to see what else we got. All right, next up, we've got an 86 Cutlass. I'm a dyed-in-the-wool G-body guy. I picked this up several years ago, and I've had some title issues with it, but I'm hoping to get them straightened out here real soon. And this car may actually be going up for sale. I'm not a dealer, so I can sell to the public. It's a bucket seat console car, automatic, 307. It's got an ASC sunroof in it. Body's fairly straight on it, and really the only rust I've found anywhere is surface rust, mostly in here where I've taken off the vinyl top. It didn't have any bubbling in the normal places like here or all in here. And even this, the seam is intact, even without the Bondo on it. You can still see some of the old vinyl top here. I've got to get this car moved. That spoiler is not mounted, but if I do turn around and sell the car, I can include that if the person wants it. It's kind of an option a lot of people find and add on to it. The car does run, does drive. Like I said, I bought it with a bad crankshaft. It locked the motor up, but it was just a crankshaft and the bearings. I put those in. The tolerances were good. I can't remember if I think I slid new rings into it. I can't remember, so I'm not going to say I did. I know I resealed the motor, and it's pretty much sat for the last, basically since I got the car, since I got it running. I've put maybe 3 miles on back roads. I really haven't decided if I am going to sell it or not, but this may be one that's going on. All right, here's my baby. This is, well, it's not my baby, but I bought this a couple of years ago off of Fleabay, sight unseen, and came out to find out it had a little bit more rust in the floors than I would have liked. But the car is fairly rare. They only made the Regal wagon for about 2 years. It was a 3.8 200 metric car. I got it running to find out it had spun bearings and a bad transmission, which the previous owner, he did say he thought the motor was bad. He knew the transmission was gone. Something about taking it out and drag racing it, having fun with it, just playing around, wanting to blow it up. He had always planned on doing the Grand National treatment to it. This is the one I plan on putting that 4.3 into, fuel injection and all, fixing, just patching the floors, you know, whether it's, you know, just sheet metal or actual floor pans. I do have a front and rear floor pan for a coupe that, from what I've heard, up to a certain point on the rear floorboard, it's the same. So we'll see how that one goes as it progresses. This will be a multi-part. It's not going to be a simple one in and out. So we'll see. We'll get going on that hopefully soon. It's kind of taking a back burner. Right over here is one of my babies. That's Cheap Bull. Can't say the four-letter word on camera, but I've had him for about 5 or 6 years now. I bought him at an estate auction, and it's an '87 Grand Prix T-top car, bucket seat consoles. I pretty much searched for this car for about 25 years. I loved him when I was in high school and always wanted one, and could never find one that I could afford, which in other words meant cheap. I got this one, you know, like I said, I went up and actually looked at this one. Was surprised how little rust I thought it had on it. It was a vinyl top car, and went to pull the vinyl off because it was shot, and found a whole lot of rust in the normal places. You know, there was rust all in here. In fact, the body work I did, you can see it cracking and flaking. I just did a quickie job. I was learning. I'm not a body man. I'm more of mechanicals. I do have a lot of flaking and patina, as a lot of people call it. I do have a rust hole right there, and I've got the part pieces to fix, you know, and replace it. But he is a driver. I have fun with it. This is the one I usually take to the Cars and Coffees. And it was meant to be a driver to get motivated on this project right here. This I've had for going on 20 some odd years. It's an '82 Regal, just a standard coupe. It was a no frills and or options car. It was a bench seat car, automatic, 3.8, same as in the wagon. So it's not a rare car to molest. It was fairly rust free. I did have to patch up some floor pans and did a real amateur job, but they're holding. The hood on this is actually the first metal hood produced for a Regal on these. In fact, they still have the indentions. I don't know how well you can see this, but it has the indention where they accidentally molded in for the chrome strip. You know, it's just a 2.5 inch or a 2-inch cowl, but it was the prototype for the production models. So he by rights could not sell it, but he could give it away. So we made a deal on parts, and with the trip and gas included, he threw it in with it. This has been a long-going project. It's been pushed to the back burner several times, and I'm hoping to finally get it on the road. Like I said, it was originally a 3.8 car. That's been long gone. I bought it with a 305 and a 700 R4 combination in it. The guy that I bought it from thought it was a 350, and it had some get up and go, but I knew something was just off in it. And until I pulled it out is when I realized it was a 305, but I already had a 327 go into it. I've got that currently out of the car right now. It had some scoring on the crankshaft. and unfortunately it would have had to been turned too far down. It was a small journal crankshaft, and it would have taken way too much metal off. I don't plan on drag racing this car. I'm hoping to build it more for handling. So it's not going to see a lot of, revs. It's not going to get, pushed too hard, but I didn't want to take the chance. I've got way too much history with the motor that I've got to hate to really see it let it go. It's a 40/64 block. It's a forged crank. I did manage to score one off of Marketplace. A nice gentleman up right outside of I can't even remember where, but it was about an hour and a half drive to go get it. He made me a heck of a deal. It didn't have bearings, but it was a freshly turned crankshaft, and he sold it to me for what he had into it. He didn't make any profit on it, which I do appreciate if he happens to see this. It hasn't been used yet. It's been almost a year since I got it from you, but it's gonna go. So, all right, so that's the tour. Hopefully I'm gonna start getting some content recorded so I can start getting things situated. I'm doing all sorts of other projects as well. I'm getting ready to build a kitchen island for the house. Getting ready to do some Tonka toy restorations, and you just never know what else is going to pop along. We may throw some friends' cars in there if they need repairs, and you guys can kind of let me know, if we get enough views and people start, reacting to it, we may have a little bit more of a direction to go. I'm not the best woodworker. My brother out in California kind of got that trait from my dad. I love woodworking, but I don't do well with the fine details. I don't have the patience for it like he does. He also fishes. He can sit for hours and do nothing. I can't. But, go ahead and make comments in there, if there's something you'd like to see specific on these G-body cars. Let me know. I can record maybe something, because I've got 4 of them. Chances are each one of them needs something of everything. There's something of everything in each of these cars. The 82 2-door, it's basically a shell right now. I've got most of an interior to go in it. I'm hoping to go with the 5-speed. Hopefully I can walk through setting up on that. The wagon, that's going to get a complete engine swap, transmission swap. It's got a 4L60 that I was told has only got 10,000 miles on it. That was hooked to the bad engine. And it's going to go wiring and everything. So, hopefully that will be some content in there that we can follow. So, follow along, and hopefully together we can make this journey. I'm not an expert by any means of the word. So, if this can help inspire some of you guys that don't really know a lot about this to get in and try on your own, then I've succeeded. I'm not out here, to make $1 million. I'm not out here to get famous. I work a factory job. I make good money. So this doesn't have to become popular like some of the other ones that I watch and enjoy. I watch stuff like Vice Grip Garage, Junkyard Digs, Junkyard Mook. Big fan, Mook. I love you. Derek, you're the best. I love your content. It's family, you know, something you can sit and watch with your kids or your better half, and in case, you know, and in my wife's case, the bitter half. So, you know, thumbs up to you guys, you know, for helping inspire, you know, some of us guys. Randy at Auto Auction Rebuilds, you know, you kind of got me moving towards getting my own stuff going, you know, so follow along, you know, put it in the comments, you know, anything you'd like to see on these G-body cars especially, anything you like, you know, hopefully, you know, go ahead and subscribe, you know, follow along, you know, the videos may not be fast coming along. Like I said, I do work a regular job in a factory. I come home, you know, I work 10 hours a day, so I don't have a lot of time on the side, and sometimes I just have to sit back and recharge the batteries a little bit. So the update, you know, the new videos may not come out so quickly, but they're coming. All right, thanks guys. Follow along, like and share. I appreciate it. Have a good day. God bless.
Hello?